This video, in common with other straightforward videos on introduction to arithmetic and algebra and basic mathematics, these are aimed at our Access course, but others may use them, are quite welcome. They are meant to be very straightforward and a gentle introduction really to arithmetic, algebra and basic mathematics. Many of you will have covered these in the past at school or wherever, and these videos are just meant to bring you up to speed again, just remind you. They're not going to do anything very fundamental, just a recap on perhaps your school days. You may have gone to school a long time back, or you may just have forgotten about it, but that's the purpose of these. If you feel that you don't need it, then I suggest you just turn off the video now and go and do something else, something more useful. If you do intend to continue studying with us towards our business qualifications and so on, these are not strictly necessary. They are useful to know. They're good ways of thinking about relationships, numerical relationships, and give us the basics. But they're not really fundamental. They're meant to be a good introduction to where arithmetic and algebra and all of that, where it starts and where it's going, and the essential processes. So, having said all of that, let's move on. In this video, we're going to look at the order of operations. Sometimes we have numerical calculations to do, and we need to know where to start, what to do next, and what to do next after that. And so we're just going to look at the orders of operations. Now, to this end, we can identify four that we need to deal with. First of all, when we have brackets, we deal with what's inside the brackets first. That's the answer, but we'll look at that in a second. Secondly, we have exponents, something to the power of something, and how we deal with that. And these are the subject of separate videos, very short videos that I've made available as well. And then we've got multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. And there is a set pattern how we should go about, what we should do first, what we should do next, what we should go about these. So that's what the video is about. When we start arithmetic, we have four operations. These are divide, add, subtract, multiply. Really, most of it bubbles down to add and subtract. The multiply is just a neat way of adding lots of numbers very quickly. So if I add 2 plus 2 plus 2, I could say, well, that's 2 times 3. That's just done it quickly. But excuse me, we have got lots of relationships that we can identify with these headings. Now, we need to know which operators to use first in calculations, otherwise we'd get the wrong answer. We need to how to go about this. Which one do we use first? Do we use this, or where do we start? If we start at the wrong place and do it wrongly, we'll get the wrong answer. No surprise there. We need to determine the correct sequence of mathematical operations. We need an agreed sequence of operations. If we're going to get consistent answers, we need these to get consistent answers. So we need rules. For example, 3 times 2 plus 4, and we've got 3 times 2 plus 4. Now, if we start with the 2 plus 4 as opposed to the 3 times 2, we're going to get two different answers. We're going to get 18 or 10. We need a rule. We need to know where to start. Otherwise we're going to get different answers. So we have to remember there are rules. We've got different answers because we have different orders of operation. We started in different places. On the left hand side we started by adding 2 plus 4. On the right hand side we started by multiplying 3 by 2 and then adding the 4. So we need to have agreed rules. So both of these are correct in a way. That's the irony of it. But we need to have consistency between us all of us. We need to agree which is the right way to go about this. And to have consistency means we'll all get the same answer. Otherwise, we're all going to get different answers, as you can see. So we'll start with brackets. Always perform calculations inside the brackets first. 3 plus 6. This is a group. And we calculate inside the bracket first. So it's 3 plus 6. We do that first. We do that before everything else. Inside the bracket comes first. The answer here is 9, obviously. But we get rid of the brackets. And we get rid of the brackets when we've done the calculation, when we have performed what we were told to perform inside the brackets. In this case, we were told to perform 3 add 6, which we did, 9. Once we've got 9, we don't need the brackets anymore. So, the rule. Perform calculations inside the brackets first. Now, 3 plus 2 times 5. Three plus 2 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. We've performed inside the bracket first. We could have gone about that differently. We could have said 3 plus 2 times 5, in which case we get an answer of 13. Here we've got, put the cursor on here, so we've got 4 times 2 plus 6. Well, inside the brackets, do inside the brackets first. So 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 6, 8 and 6, 14. That's correct. If we didn't have the brackets there, we might be tempted to go 4 times 8. 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. 4 8s, 32. Different answer completely. So always perform inside the brackets first. Then get rid of the brackets. Remove the brackets. Do the calculations inside the brackets first. Some examples. 7 take away 4 plus 7 plus 4. Do the brackets. 7, sorry, this is the one without the brackets over here. Now, do inside the brackets, we get 3 plus 11. We've got 3 plus 11, and over here we've got the minus 4 and the plus 4. They'll cancel out, leaving us 7 plus 7 is 14. So we get 14 because we've evaluated inside the brackets. Now, in this case, the bracket is not doing anything, so that's quite acceptable. Whether we have the brackets or not doesn't make any difference. But good practice is do inside the brackets anyway. So the process here on the left is always the one to use. Inside the brackets first. And it is particularly important when we bump into multiplications and divisions and so on. Let's look at this one. 4 times 3, take away 6, take away 3. Well, 4 3s are 12, take away 3, which is 9. 8, take away 4, take away 2. In this case, it comes to 6. So it's 4 take away 2, which is 2. 8 take away 2, 6. If we'd done it differently, if we didn't have the brackets there, we could have take away 8, take away 4, which is 4, perhaps take away 2, which is 2. Inside the brackets first. Always perform inside the brackets first. Next, we could have 8 plus minus 1 times 4 take away 2. Do inside the brackets. 4 take away 2 is 2. So it's minus 1 times 2. 8 plus minus 1 times 2. And that really comes down to, that's minus 2. So this becomes, sorry, going back here, that becomes 6. I didn't complete that expression. So that would become 6. I should have written that as, just take it as a 6. That's the answer. Didn't fully evaluate it when I did the slide. But the point is, inside the bracket first. Minus 1 and 2, do the brackets, that's minus 2. 8 minus 2, 6. No matter what you do inside the brackets first. Keep saying it. 4 times 3 is 12. Take away 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Take away minus 3 is 9. So when you're evaluating that, work out what's inside the bracket. Here is 6 minus 3, which is 3. Take away the 3 from the 12. 12 there, giving us 9. 8 minus 4 minus 2, which is 8 minus 2, which is 6. I think that's the one I've confused above. We could do, here we have 8 plus minus 1. Now here we're just making it slightly differently. Here we have 8 minus 4 minus 2. Here we have 8 plus minus 1, 4 minus 2. You see, the minus 1 and the plus will become a minus. So here we've got 4 minus 2, which is 2, and this is minus 1 plus that. So minus 1 times 2, which is minus 2. So it's plus minus 2. So it's 8 plus minus 2, which is minus 2, which is 6. If all of that sounds a little confusing, it's not. The reason it's not is all you have to do is remember to do inside the brackets first. Whatever you do, inside the brackets first, and then you will not go wrong. Once you evaluate what's inside the bracket, you get the right answer. Work out the first part, follow the next instruction, which is take away, and work out what's inside. How much are you going to take away? Are you going to take away 6, take away 3? In that example, the one I've got the cursor on right now. Multiplication and division must be done before addition and subtraction. That's another rule you must remember. So you've got two rules. You've got inside the brackets first, and now multiplication and division must be done before addition and subtraction. Look at this one. 4 plus 3 times 5. We must do this first. We must do the 3 times 5 first. It's the first calculation. So it's 4 plus 15. 19. So we could have done that if you think about it. If we didn't have a rule, we didn't have this new rule, multiplication and division must be done before addition and subtraction. That's our second rule. If we didn't have that, we could have really made a mess of this. We could have said 4 plus 3, well that's 7. 7 fives is 35. Totally different answer. 35 as opposed to 19. We take 19 as right because we've got a rule, and we must follow the rule. All of us must follow the rule. Otherwise, we can't do mathematics. We would be doing different subjects, we would be getting different answers, and it would be chaos. And we don't want chaos, do we? So, that is 19. So, follow the rule. 2 plus 4 times 3. Well, do the multiplication first. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. I plumped for the answer 14, but if we didn't know what the rule was, we go 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 threes are 18. Different answer. We must do the multiplication and the division first. There it is. If we take 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. That is wrong. That's wrong. So we'll mark it as wrong. Over here we have multiplication and division first. So multiplication is the x sign. So 4 times 3, and then we add 2 to that. So it's 12 plus 2, which is 14. And 14 is correct. So we have two rules so far. Remember, inside the brackets first. Now, multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. Remember it. If you remember it, you'll always get the right answer. I hope. Unless you made a mistake multiplying or adding or something of that nature. Look at this one. 6 plus 18 divided by 3. We could go 6 plus 18 is 24 divided by 3, which is 8, and that's wrong. Wrong answer. We go 6 plus 18 divided by 3, that's 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. That's the right answer. So if we're going to get the right answer, follow the rules. 2 times 5 minus 1. 5 times 2, 10. Take away 1, 9. That's correct. Five times 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. That is wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Don't do it. Multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. Remember it. 7 take away 6 divided by 6 equals, well, 7 take away 6 is 1. 1 divided by 6 is 1/6. Wrong. Why is it wrong? Because we haven't followed the rule. The rule is multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. We've done the subtraction before the division, which is wrong. 7 take away 6 divided by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 1 take the 1 away from 7, we get 6. That's the answer. Correct. (21) divided by 3 plus 4. 21 divided by 3 plus 4. Well, add the 3 plus the 4. 7. 21 divided by 7 is 3. Wrong. We've done the addition before the multiplication or the division, which is the wrong way around. Multiplication and division first. So it's 21 divided by 3, which is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 is correct. 6 divided by 2 plus 1. 6 divided by 2 plus 1. Do the addition. 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, which is wrong. We broke the rule again. 6 divided by 2, which is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. That's correct. Six take away 3 divided by 9 take away 6 divided by 3, take away 9 take away 6, 3 divided by 3, 1. That's wrong. 9 take away 6 divided by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, 2 from 9 is 7. Correct. Now we have an extra rule. The extra rule, look at this one here. 20 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. Okay, so 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. Do it this way. The same thing. 20 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. Same as over here. So now we take 5 times 2, which is 10. So 20 divided by 10, which is 2. So which answer? 50 or 2? We need to resolve this one. Well, changing the order of the calculation changes the answer. And that seems to be what's going on. The new rule tells us to do the calculation left to right. Now, it's just a convention, but we have to stick by some rule. So we work from the left to the right. Something else you've got to remember. It'll give us the right answer, but we just must work left to right. So, working from left here, 20 divided by 2, going from left over to the right, 20 divided by 2 times 5, well, that's 10 times 5, which is 50. This one's working the other way, working from right to left. We don't associate that as being right. This one's right. We need a convention. We need a standard between us. We need to agree on the rules. And historically, this is the way it's developed. And we do the same. If we don't, if some of us work the answer this way and some of us work the answer that way, we'll have inconsistency. In fact, we'd have chaos in engineering, in science, in lots of subjects, in accountancy. We'd have chaos all over the place. So we have to have agreed rules. And this is a rule. So we follow it, we get the right answer. So 20 divided by 2 times 5 is 10, working across from the left to right. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 times 5, 50. And that is correct. 18 divided by 2 times 3. Well, 18 divided by, say, 2 times 3 is 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3. That's wrong. We worked the wrong way. We worked from the right to the left. We worked that way. And that way is not what we're told to do. We're told to move left to right. So we start with 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 threes, 27. 27 is the answer here. Finally, look at this one. 6 minus 2 plus 5 plus 2 minus 3. Well, 6 minus 2 is 4. And that's 4 plus 5 plus 2 minus 3. 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 2 minus 3. 9 plus 2 is 11 minus 3. So the answer is 8. If we'd gone the other way, or just gone any old way, we probably would have got a different answer. We know this is correct. We go from left to right. That is the way in which we resolve this issue. So in this video, a bit longer than anticipated, but we have looked at some very fundamental ideas about the order in which we conduct calculations. Inside the brackets first. Always deal with inside the bracket first. Then multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. And then finally, this moving from the left to the right. And that will give us the right answer. So that's all I'm going to deal with in this session. So let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.